These are the plaintiffs, Anthony J. Philly and Anthony Philly. They say they purchased what they thought was a reliable vehicle from the defendant, and 10 minutes after they drove it home, it had transmission problems. When they called the defendant, the number was blocked and they couldn't get through. When they finally did make contact with the defendant, his response was, "Tough luck, kid." Well, we'll see about that, because they're suing the sneaky used car guy for every penny of the $2,450 they paid him. This is the defendant, David Carafiello. He says he and the plaintiffs test drove the car for hours and put 60 miles on it that day. The car was in excellent shape, and when they complained a few days later after they drove it, saying it wasn't shifting, he was shocked. However, he has no idea how the kid drove it or treated it in those days, and for all he knows, he could have ruined the transmission. How's that his fault? He doesn't think it is, and thinks the judge will agree. He's accused of Tranny Trouble. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,200 for harassment.
All parties, please use your right hand. You see it, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Anthony Philly and Anthony Philly, you are suing David Carafiello and Michael Carafiello. Which one are you?
I'm David.
All right, and what's your relationship to Michael?
He's my father.
Okay. For $2,450 for the cost of a tow, plus the purchase price that you paid for a car that you want returned to you, you have a counterclaim against them for $1,200 for harassment. All right, who wants to speak?
We'll start.
Okay.
We were looking for cars for my son. We were out that day.
How old is he?
He's 18.
I'm 18.
We get down there and the car is a nice, nice looking car.
What kind of car was it?
2002 Jeep Cherokee.
Is this your first car?
Yes.
Yes. It's all his money, everything he wanted.
It's all his money?
Yeah, he wanted to do it himself. And
How'd you make the money?
I work at a grocery store.
It's a lot of stocking and bagging.
Right.
Go
Yes.
ahead.
Believe me, 60 trips back and forth. I drove him back and forth. So
Every day.
we get down there. We first thing you do is check the fluids. I mean, you want to check the fluids before anything. It looks clean. Under the hood's clean. Everything's pretty clean. We go to take it for a ride. It was my son and my daughter's boyfriend. They took it for a ride. He knows Jeeps. So we come back to the house and it's idle and good and everything. Seems all right.
Did you have it seen by a mechanic?
No.
So you buy it and what happens? What goes wrong with the car, son?
On the way home, me and my sister's boyfriend, he's driving. I'm on my permit. He's driving it home. The car starts to stall out and it wasn't shifting into the gears correctly, and it was slipping. The tranny was slipping.
How long had you guys test driven it?
15 minutes with
for
him.
you, and then you and
We went about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right, so go on.
And we pull over. He was following behind us because we drove there, and we were like, "Hey, it's not shifting into gears correctly. This is like, we don't know if this is going to be safe to drive home. We don't want to have any problems. We're just trying to get home," and we end up getting it towed.
Okay, where'd you get it towed to?
We were closer. We were a little more than halfway closer to where he lives. So I had him just towed to the house instead of bringing it back to his house right now. He kept trying to call him, nothing.
Do you ever get a hold of him?
No.
So you go to the house.
That was Monday, but I got in contact with him back on the site that we saw the car, but I changed my name on the site, and he answered right away because he had blocked me, and it says you're blocked. So I changed the name, contacted him about something else he had for sale. He got right back to me 2 seconds later. So now I'm like, okay, this is something definitely. It's not a joke now. So I didn't have any way of contacting them. So I went to their house Monday.
Where's the car right now?
In his driveway.
And you haven't been able to drive it?
Nope.
Have you taken it to a mechanic to find out what's wrong with it?
Yes.
And what did the mechanic say?
We have papers for
Let
that.
me see it.
Tow stuff, but he cheered it.
Yep.
The transmission, and it was something
Okay.
with the four-wheel drive. I got there, and the father was in the driveway bringing the mother in the car. He greets me, shakes my hand. I said, "Listen, I tried to get a hold of your son. He blocked me. The transmission's no good on the truck, we think, at this time." He goes, oh, hold on a minute. I'm going to go get him. At this point, I didn't even know his name was David. He went by on the site, Eddie. All through the whole time we drove, he continued to let me know his name was Eddie. Now I find out he's David because the father goes in the house and says, David, get out here. The guy's back with the car. He says, I'm not going out there. I don't want to talk to nobody. So he ended up letting the father come back.
What's going on?
I don't know how he hears all this. I mean,
Are you Eddie or are you David?
oh, that's my nickname, Eddie.
Your nickname's Eddie, but your name is David?
Correct.
Okay.
But anyway, the reason he didn't come up to the driveway, like he said, he pulled in, okay, very aggressively. My mother just got out of the hospital with heart problems. You know what I mean? My father was almost...
So you left your father out there to handle that with your mother and you didn't come out?
No, I was upstairs. I was
Yeah, I'm not coming out. You guys handle it. Heart patient and your dad had to handle it instead of you?
I simply said leave.
To who? You wouldn't even come down, he says.
I don't remember if I was home, to be honest with you.
According to them, they take the car
All right.
in and the car has a bad transmission.
All right, could I start? What happens was they come over, they test drive the car, the
But
two of them.
we can fast forward through that. I don't need to hear all
and
that
he
again.
said the total ride was 15 minutes. We were in the car close to maybe, I'd say 45 minutes. I put probably approximately 50 to 60 miles on that vehicle. Even
You mean test driving with them?
test driving with them. You know, he drove the car.
How'd
with
you
me.
get this car? Because I'm looking at the title. Your name's not on it.
I had bought the car.
From who?
I bought it off Craigslist. I bought it for myself.
Who did you buy it from?
I don't remember the gentleman's name.
I'm going to need you to look in all those papers and figure it out.
Well, I bought
Because
it
your
f-
name's not on the title.
I bought it for myself. I decided to sell it.
That wasn't my question.
Yeah, but I
Your
don't know the
name's
guy.
not on the title, so I
I
need...
never registered it, so why would it be on the title?
Well, then I expect to see a bill of sale to you from whoever you bought it from to make sure that person had a right to sell it to you.
I don't need a record of a bill of sale. If I
Oh,
decide
but
to
you
sell
do.
it.
How's they going to register the car? How do you
They
figure
have
they're
a
going
bill-
to...
They have a bill of sale.
Yeah, first of all, they say they don't.
Why
But
would they leave with the vehicle without a bill of sale or a title?
Oh, I agree with you, but what if they did, which people do every day, then why didn't you give them a bill of sale?
They had a bill of sale, ma'am.
For all I know, you stole the car. I have no idea.
the bill of
Your
sale-
name's nowhere on the title, so problems with the transmission or no problems with the transmission, they can't register that title.
Yes, they
You
could.
jumped title.
No.
Now, they might be able to register it if there's a bill of sale from the mysterious person who sold it to you, but you don't even know the name of the person. So I assume if I ask you for the bill of sale that shows that it was legitimately sold to you and that last name belongs to the person on the bill of sale, then you can complete the circle.
Ma'am, what are you talking about? I bought the vehicle from, say, I don't know.
What
his
would you
name.
buy it from?
We'll say Adam Rivera.
Why do we have to say, how many cars have you sold? How many
Sold?
cars do you sell that you don't know who you bought this from?
I don't sell. I bought this car for myself when I sold it.
Do you hear what I'm asking? I didn't
Yeah.
ask why you
I
buy
sold
the
one car, ma'am.
In the entire year?
Yeah.
All you've sold is one car?
Yeah, one car.
What proof do you have that he sold more than one car?
Could I just give you my phone?
Why?
Because it's got them all on there.
All the cars he sold or all the
yeah.
cars he's
All
trying
the
to sell
cars-
right now?
No,
He has
they're
pictures,
gone.
that's all he has.
They're all on his Eddie site.
So you're very unfortunate.
year.
All year long.
All year long.
All year long, he's advertising cars, but he sold one. You know why he tells me that?
Different towns
Because
for
he
each
has to
car.
have regulations that rule him if he's a dealer, and he's a dealer if he sells more than X cars.
Oh, I went to DMV and they're well aware of this too, and it's a problem. And the local police seem to know him and his father very well.
Then
Wow,
boom,
according
ring
to your
again.
own website, you've sold more than 3 cars
That-
because
that-
you write
that-
the word sold on them.
No, I didn't write that word. The website wrote the word.
All right.
So,
When
I
I
mean-
talked to the father, he said, I'll make good on it, get it checked out,
Show
and
me
let
where
me
he
know.
said that.
Hold on,
I got
pause.
his text here.
Stand up. I'm going to need you to stand up because you're very informal sitting down. You just keep shouting stuff. I don't like it. Okay? It's very simple. You either have good title or you don't have good title. A judge is requiring you to do what dealers and private people have to do. You know, you're supposed to have records that show that you have a right to that car. And instead what you have is nothing. And when I tell you over and over, where is the bill of sale from mysterious Craigslist person
He has it.
to you, of course you didn't give it to them.
Why wouldn't I give it to him?
You know what?
Why wouldn't I?
Sally on out of here. Go ahead.
I am.
Sally on out of here.
See you later.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey. 11 years old. This dude sells a car, doesn't have title, doesn't have a bill of sale. Plaintiffs get their money back?
Yes,
Why?
because if he does not have a pink slip legally, he cannot sell it to the other
And
individual.
why can't he sell it if he doesn't have a pink slip? What does that mean?
There's no ownership. He doesn't own the car.
Ding, ding, ding. You're absolutely right. If you don't have title, you don't own the car. And if you don't own the car, you can't sell the car. Going inside the courtroom.
What are the police doing about it? Are they working
The
on it?
police can't really do anything. They
can.
guided
The
me.
thing is, his name isn't on any of them.
But it's in the
That's what he does. What he does is he gets the title.
Right.
And he probably gets it at a junkyard or something else. And maybe he buys it at an auction, whatever. He doesn't paper it up. He doesn't keep any paperwork. And for all I know, he stole the car and then sold it to you. I have no idea. You've never been to the DMV to try to register the car because it gave you problems from the beginning.
I called trying to trace back where it was. The last place it was in a dealership in Milford. Then it supposedly went to Florida.
The last known dealer?
The last known person that was on there, the one he's talking about, he's saying Craigslist. It came from Florida.
Yeah, I know. It's not Craigslist. It's a dealer. That's how I know that he's a crook.
And Milford said they sold it to an auction. So it went in an auction to who knows who. It ended up in his hands like all the rest of them.
That's what we call jumping title.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm done hopping, skipping, and jumping. And on his counterclaim against you for harassment, no. When you went to the DMV, did you figure out whether or not it would be able to be registered or no?
No, we didn't even
bring
figure it out because we weren't at that point.
You just want this thing gone, right?
We want something out of this. Get his money back or
he's getting his money
something.
back. Yeah, $2,450 verdict for the plaintiffs, okay? He's getting his money back. What's the next plan, though? What are we going to do with that car that's sitting in front of your place? Because technically speaking, if I'm ordering him to give you back the money, the car should go back to him. But I don't think the car should go back to him because he's shown me zero proof that he owns the car. So I think you should just call the police and tell them to pick up the car or something. Just tell them that the judge threw him out of the courtroom, that he had no proof he even owned the car, that you don't want to return it to him because for all you know it's stolen, and that you think they should pick up the car.
Let them
And
take
I guess if they don't, I guess you call a junkyard and have the junkyard come and pay you a couple $100, and you got even more money for your first car. I don't even know what to tell you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Honestly,
Your Honor.
good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, no question who prevails in this lawsuit. It's the plaintiff. Plaintiffs, both of you. What an interesting experience for the first time buying a car for a young man.
Oh, for sure. Not what I expected, but
No, absolutely. I mean, a pain in the neck, huh?
Oh, yeah, headache. 2 months of it.
You've been through a lot. The judge gave you some good advice. What are you going to do now?
Just take her advice.
I mean, do you think even a junk dealer would take the car from you if you don't have proof of ownership?
I don't know. We'll have to look into that. We just want to get rid of it and get him a new car.
Okay. Start all over again, right? All right. Well, look, good luck to you. Congratulations. I'm sorry you went through all of this. What a dilemma. Harvey?
You know, Doug, I got to say, people like this defendant, at the very least, should be reported to the DMV. I mean, this dude is just preying on people, and it's wrong. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.